Hello everyone, it's Maria here from Pepperly Rose Paper Crafting. I'm from Sydney, Australia. Welcome and thank you so much for watching my video today. I was recently requested to make a card using the Snowfront stamp set or the Waterfront stamp set. And there's one stamp set I haven't used that much lately, and that's the Snowfront stamp set. So I'm going to be using this today for a card. I'm also going to be using some Dynamics dies. These are, there's a much larger circle diameter that I want, so I'll be using that today, and we'll go along with the other colour products as we go along. So I'm using Thick Whisper White today, and it's half an A4 and scored in half again. So with this card you can use any card base you wish. It's very versatile. So I'm just going to fold and burnish that score line. And just make sure it really is folded down quite nicely. And then I've got a layering piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is just 1/4 of an inch shorter than the base front. And then I've got a piece of some copy paper. This is the same size as the card front, and what I'm going to do is make a mask out of that. So I'm just going to pick the circle that I feel is the best size. Now these dies have retired. I think these were the pierced circle stacks from Dynamics. I've had these for years in my collection, but I'm going to use the second largest one. I wanted, you know, a larger circle than the Stampin' Up one, so I felt that this provided me that. So I'm just going to get some painter's tape, and we're just going to do some masking and some ink blending. Just get rid of the tack, and I'll pop that just about here. So I'll get my big shot, and I'm just going to cut that mask. And I'll pop that through. Now I apologise in advance for any noises you may hear in the background, things like banging noises and what have you. Across the road from us we have a building that's being demolished, and we also have another building being built right next door, so you will hear a lot of noise, I'm afraid. So I apologise in advance if that annoys you, but I can't help that. So that's that done. And that's all the die cutting that you'll need to do. So I'm just going to put this back onto my sheet here. And I'm going to bring back my card front. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to layer the mask over the top. And I'm just going to grab my painter's tape and I'm just going to stick it down, because as I said, we're going to do some ink blending over the top. So I'll just put it over the top like that, just to keep it in place. And down the bottom. And then I'm going to put a little bit more painter's tape on either side just to keep it in place. So I'll just get a couple more pieces. And the other side too. Alright, and I'll just bring this down a little bit and flatten it out and make sure there's no bubbly bits, you know, bits that are coming up. So I'll just grab my Ranger craft sheet, non-stick craft sheet. I'm going to do some ink blending. The colours I'm going to be using today are Petal Pink, Rich Razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss. I thought it would be fun to make a background using these colours. And I'll just get a bit more painter's tape just to keep that down. And these pieces will then be used again and again, so really nothing goes to waste for me. So I'll just add a few more pieces just to make sure that it stays put. Alright, so I'm going to use my makeup brushes. And I'm going to ink blend the background. So this bit I will probably make it go a bit quicker and put some music in the background. So I'll just add some petal pink. Now finished. Looks really cool, doesn't it? Oh, actually, I better keep this mask on. I don't know what I'm doing there. I better keep that on. I forgot I do need to keep it on for quite a while, but I'll tape it to the desk so it makes it easy. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is grab this image over here, and I'm just going to stamp that right here. So I'll just stamp that up here, actually. In Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So I'll just grab that. And I'll stamp that right up here. And I like to hold it down for a few seconds to ensure that the ink transfers onto the cardstock. And that turned out really lovely. Love the way that looks. And then I'm going to grab this image over here, but I'll just clean this first because I'll need to use this block to clean that off. Okay. And I'll just grab that image down here. I just want the colour black on there, just to make sure that it, yeah, it looks nice and uniform there. Just fill that up, make sure it looks quite black. Okay. Keep the black out. I'll just clean that up. Then I'm going to stamp this cute little house just on here. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to stamp the bigger tree. And I'll stamp off, and I'll put that up there. Make it look like a forest. Stamp that off there and put it up there. Stamp off and like that. I think that looks really pretty. And then just give that a clean. I like to clean as I go because I will mess it up for sure. And then I'm just going to add that cute little house, just this one down here. Keep it really nice and simple. We can use this for any occasion. I thought it'll just be fun to do colours that are really different to what we normally do with these kind of stamp sets where it's just mainly, you know, greens and blues and things like that. I like to think outside the box when it comes to these stamp sets. And you can make this look Christmas as well. You can have a Santa sleigh going across if you wish. But I'm going to leave mine blank because I can use this for any occasion. And I love the way that turned out. Isn't that beautiful? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to splash some water. I'm going to spritz some on my hands. Just spritz some here on the palm of my hand. And then I'm going to pick it up and just splat, splat, splat. Okay, that looks great. I'm just going to grab a tissue. So just give me a second. And just dab on. Okay, now I'm just going to clean up my desk because it's full of ink. I'm just using my Stampin' Spritz today. And that makes it come off nicely. Now I have a tiny sliver of coloured ink that I did not intend on having. So I'm just going to bring my trimmer and I'm just going to trim that little bit down. And we'll put this to the test to see how small a sliver we can get. Wow, that did a really good job. Nice and thin. So that's how that turned out. You can use this for any occasion. I just love this card. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so now I'm going to grab my card base. And I'll just leave it like that. And I'm going to add some glue. This card would be great as a welcome home card. It can be also a Christmas card if you wanted to add a Santa sleigh going across. You can even add the little snowman that comes with this stamp set. There's that little snowman there. You can use the other trees. You can even use these little deer. The sky's the limit with this kind of a background because it's just neutral. You can do whatever you like with it. I just wanted to try a different colour because, yeah, as I said, we can get a bit boring with the colours we choose and tend to go for the same kinds. But I just love the combination of these three colours, which is Petal Pink, whoops, Rich Razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss. I'll leave this up to you as to what kind of a sentiment you want to put on it, but I can even have this as a thank you if I wish. The sky's the limit. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.